So, quick morning thought. Call it another funny idea. But this morning I woke up and I had Mac Miller on my mind because I fell asleep listening to Surf and his album. And in context of things I've been talking about, I was thinking I sometimes I need to connect realistic dots for people. So Mac Miller's from Pittsburgh. I lived in Pittsburgh. I happened to work in a place where Mac Miller's mom used to come in a lot. We threw him a 20th, 21st birthday party, something of that sort. So he was human to me. He was a real person who came from real tangible places that I walked, streets I walked on. So to lose somebody like that on a global scale where the world feels the loss, but to know like personal people who are connected to that story because that's their family, that's their son, their friend, their cousin, their nephew, just always just a part of their heart and community. So I can connect real personal dots to a loss like that. But the real issue is, what is the system that creates the loss of Mac Miller? Why do we have to lose Mac Miller? What is celebrity culture? Like, nobody's saying worship celebrities, nobody's saying drag celebrities, nobody's saying this or that. But what is the nature of the loss of a gifted and talented soul who comes out of a real place like Mac Miller with like real dopeness and real vibes and real gifts to offer the world? That person's taken away and is psychologically manipulated because of mental health and real world problems that people go to through that we don't want to acknowledge. Celebrities can suffer real world problems to the point where Mac Miller can die and people can go on Ariana Grande's Twitter and start being like, you did this, you did that, knowing how much Mac Miller meant to her. You see their pictures? We're talking about human beings, empathy. It doesn't have to be that way, because if it's that way when we're looking at their stories, then in our real lives, like, we really not going to give any F's about anybody. Like, if I listen to all your albums and all your music, but like your boyfriend or ex-boyfriend is depressed and suicidal, or not even suicidal, but just like in a rut and tragedies happen, and I'm gonna go on your Twitter feed and like attack you, then I really don't have a heart. Like, if I understand the dynamics and I'm willing to troll you, then I really don't have a heart. And like, that's fine, that's cool. But what are we doing? Like, so what do you like? Like, were you happy when Jimi Hendrix died? Were you happy when Kurt Cobain died? Were you happy when Janis Joplin died? Legends of the game. They looked out and saw a culture that they didn't want to be a part of. They were disoriented, but they had gifts and they were talented, but their gifts maybe had made them tortured. Why? Why can't we just embrace, open our arms, be accepting of? Like, yes, with great gifts might come a great curse, or maybe that's not what Spider-Man's dad said, but you get the gist. It's hard for people, but we let people, like, look through your history, we let people like Van Gogh die, never knowing that people liked their art. We only celebrate people in death. Why? If Kanye West dies tomorrow, are we gonna celebrate? Because we've been like, Kanye West has been wilding out, he's been bugging, he's mentally sick, he's messing with Donald Trump, he's this and that. So if a tragedy happens that involves Kanye tomorrow, are we gonna go throw parties in the street? Or are we gonna be like, damn, I feel for Kim, I feel for North, I feel for his family? Why are we dragging him because he's alive? Like, we're gonna start listening to his music and dancing like we do when Prince dies or when we lose people. We don't have to wait to be kind or have empathy, because mental health matters and it stifles greatness. Like greatness. Why should I aspire to be great if I'm a child? Like why do we not care about children? Like a child should say, you know, I want to be like Mac Miller. Well, do I want to be like Mac Miller? Now there's confliction because Mac Miller, he had cameras in his face every day. He couldn't breathe. He was suffocated. Paparazzi's got to do this. Paparazzi's got to do that. Maybe you don't have space. Everybody wants. Maybe the world is just too much. Maybe the world is just too much for a gifted but hurt person who, yes, they might have got to a platform, but they went through a hard life or things we don't know about before they got to where they are. And now they have cameras in their face every day. And yeah, they might have just come into some wealth or something. But that doesn't mean that, okay, well, now I have money. So much for everything I've been through. I can bury that. Who amongst us can bury everything we've been through? It's not right. It's not fair to the earth, because we need people on earth to create cool things for connection and to survive. Like we need these music, film, the arts, the stimulation. Otherwise, what we doing here? You want to walk around in a world where there's no sports, entertainment, music, because athletes and so people just don't want to deal with it anymore? Or like, no, they're going to accept their money. So like we get to keep throwing this hate. Like it's got to be one or the other. Like they either take the money, so they sign away their life, and maybe it ends in early death, or maybe it ends good, maybe it ends tragic. But like, you took this money, so it's on you. Don't make up a mistake. Don't mess up. Don't go crazy. Don't lose your mind. Don't let it break you. Take this money. Go live your life. There might be people in your family who are going to start coming after you and want everything you have just because you made it. But that's on you. Deal with it. Like, we don't have to do that. We don't have to do that. We can just rock with Mac Miller's music. We can just be sympathetic to the people who lost him. We cannot wait till Kanye's dead to stop dragging this dude. Just stop, don't, come on, who are you, who do you like? Kanye's best friends with, Dave Chappelle. When he's in crisis, who do you think are going to see him? People you rock with. Because they know that what he means to have around. They know what resource he is and what he's doing. Beyond, what we see or what the media tells us. There are real life people where there are real humans who know this person. The same way I know Mac Miller's mom, and I know his managers or people he messed with, or how close he might have been to a Wiz Khalifa or certain people. Just because I know those things, I have to look at it differently than my next door neighbor who might not know Mac Miller, so they might just be like, oh, he deserved it. He shouldn't have been doing those things. These are the simplistic things I mean when I just say, the world doesn't heal. People don't respect your race, your ability to love who you love, be free, support the president you want. People don't respect your right to do anything unless you have empathy. And if we don't start having empathy on all levels, then we won't have it on any levels. It seems like. But TBD. It's just a funny idea, chill.